today we'll be tapping on saying no. Of course, there are times when we do want to say yes. We want to say yes to good things. We want to say yes to sometimes unexpected things. We want to say yes when things feel right and they come our way. But there are a lot of times when we really need to say no. When people are disrespecting us, when things are not right, when they don't fit for us, we need to say no. But for many of us, it's very difficult to say no. Maybe we weren't allowed to have boundaries when we were young and we didn't get into the habit. It felt foreign and we didn't say no often enough. Maybe we have a very compassionate heart and it's difficult to say no because we see the sufferings of others and we know we can do something to alleviate that suffering. But then we don't really fully consider ourselves and what that will cost us. So this tapping is meant to help us to discern the times when it's right to say no and to be able to do it. So please tap with me on the side of the hand. Even though it's often difficult to say no, I deeply and completely accept myself. Excuse me. Even though it's hard for me to say no, and I often am compassionate for other people, and I want to say yes to help everyone. I acknowledge that there are times when I need to take care of myself, and the best answer for everyone is no. And I love and honor myself fully. Even though it's difficult to say no, and I haven't said no enough over the years, and I've paid a big price for that, I forgive myself and choose to move forward and love and accept myself fully. At the eyebrow, it's hard for me to say no. I identify with other people. I understand their pain. I understand they need help. I know that I can help people. So sometimes I choose to help them and I ignore my own needs. And then I hurt myself. But I acknowledge that I have the power to say no. And going forward, I choose to say no when it's appropriate. I choose to say no to protect myself. I choose to say no to take care of myself. I choose to say no even when I'm afraid to say no. Sometimes I'm embarrassed when I think about saying no. Sometimes I'm worried about what people will think of me. Maybe they'll think I'm selfish. Maybe they'll think I'm stingy. But that's not my problem. I can't control what people think of me. I can't make my decisions around what people think. So I give myself permission to say no. I choose to say no when it's right for me. I acknowledge that in order to earn people's respect, I can't just always say yes. If I said yes all the time, I'd be a doormat. There are times when it's important for me to say no in order not to be taken advantage of, in order not to be used. It's appropriate for me to say no many times. And I can discern when the right time to say no is. And once I know that no is the correct response, I choose to say no. I choose to say no, releasing any shame. I choose to say no, releasing any sort of self-judgment. I choose to say no, releasing any worry of how I'm perceived. And I honor and respect myself by saying no at the appropriate times. And go ahead and take a big breath and let it go. Thanks for joining me for tapping today. See you soon.